Empires on the
criminal,
run.
globalist,
Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Operation. Stay with us.
Using unparalleled research in the development of a synergistic formulation based around the key concepts of superoxygenation, the next level in cleansing is here. With key ingredients backed by real clinical studies, the new Oxy Powder, available through InfoWars Life, was invented during Dr. Group's research on the toxification of our bodies. Many herbal colon cleansers are harsh on the body and contain cheap and potentially dangerous ingredients, oftentimes full of synthetic fillers, GMOs, additives, or worse. Gently start cleaning your body with easy capsules that start working while you sleep. Oxy Powder does not require time off work, and there's no need for bad tasting concoctions. Instead, Oxy Powder slowly releases monoatomic oxygen into the intestinal tract and body. Experience the astonishing cleansing power of superoxide and ozonide technology. Go to InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com to get started with Oxy Powder, or call 1-888-253-3139.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you'll love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond Gusset Jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond Gusset Jeans got it, others don't.
Open your eyes. It's time to give your eyes a powerful nutritional boost. Sight is the primary input to the brain, arguably making eyesight the most important sense we have. And just like the other important organs in our bodies, our eyes function at peak levels when they are fed the proper amounts of essential nutrition. Open your eyes. Combining key ingredients like vitamin A, zinc, lutein, proprietary saffron bulb extracts, and more, OcuPower by InfoWars Life is the new formulation specifically designed to nutritionally assist the natural function of healthy eyes. Optimize the natural power of your eyes with the latest addition to the super high-quality InfoWars Life formulations, OcuPower. Go to InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com to order OcuPower or call 1-888-253-3139. OcuPower. Open your eyes.
Waging war on corruption. It's Alex Jones.
Now, when you read the Rockefeller Foundation documents or the Bertrand Russell documents, you get into social engineering, you read Huxley's Brave New World Revisited, that's nonfiction. His brother headed up UNESCO. That's the agency that's over UN, Agenda 21, and the global treaty that we're following, even though we never ratified it. Kind of like we're not ratifying the carbon taxes. Obama says he'll just sign an executive order. Or he'll open the borders, and then the UN gives him the authority. This is so incredible. Well, the crew just came in with a CNN article. We're going to get the video. Scotland, you want out? We'll take your place. David R. Wheeler, who is a traitor. In the past, in my view, in the past few years, as America has degenerated into political and economic chaos, it has become increasingly clear that we would be far better off if we apologize for our revolt against the crown and request to rejoin the United Kingdom. Well, it wasn't called the United Kingdom, them jackass, excuse me. It was called the British Empire. And it was incredibly corrupt and designed the first concentration camps that were then used against Native Americans. See, I actually have read hundreds of books on the British Empire. Back when I had time, I read history books every week. I still do sometimes when I go on vacation or something. I mean, I'm really into it. And I'm seeing all this British propaganda. People always talk about the Israel lobby manipulating us. We're going to Rosa Koire here in a moment. And I don't like the fact that that's going on. But there's the Saudi Arabian interest, the Chinese telling us what movies we can have. And America is like just a joke now. And I'm not saying that to bash the country. I love the country. We need to admit it. All of this, they set up the Council on Foreign Relations in 1922 to Anglophile, as they call it, with British intelligence, New York. It became the fad then to speak with an Atlantic accent like Thurston Howell. Oh, love you. That was people doing an affected British accent. Okay? And you couldn't even get into high society unless you had like these connections or been on the Mayflower and stuff like that. They have all these societies. Okay? And that really goes on. And I'm not here bashing the British people. They're great. They're huge listeners. The globalist parasites took it over because it was a great country. Just like the globalists use America to carry out all their operations and then blame America for it in the end. This is what the New World Order is about. But I see all these articles, the Boston Globe. Is the Declaration of Independence illegal to say that we could overthrow a government? They're fundamentally attacking the Founding Fathers. Not that they were perfect, but because what they want to bring in is the opposite. And when CNN has articles, this is an interview, this is a transcript. David R. Wheeler lives in Lexington, Kentucky, where he is a freelance writer and journalism professor at Asbury University. We ought to tweet at him and say, you know, if this country was, you know, still a sovereign nation, people like him would be up on treason charges. Totally sick. But again, what was Rosa Koire just saying 10 minutes ago? It's about shocking us into submission. Just your kids belong to us. 2 + 2 = 5. You didn't build your business. We'd be better off under the Queen of England. England is in shambles just like we are because the globalists are sucking it dry, deindustrializing it. The rich government bureaucrats own steel plants in India and ordered the ones in Sheffield shut down. And then literally British ministers with Pachauri of the UN, who wrote the carbon tax, literally then own the steel mills. I mean, it's unbelievable. Rosa, I'm ranting. Your book's available at InfoWarsStore.com. And everybody should go there and get it. And give it to everybody they know. People should buy boxes of this. We can beat these people. As you said, there's a global awakening right now, but we got to go over the top. Because now, even when we wake people up, and we are fighting it all over, you were getting into, we went last year, talked to this UT professor about the Agenda 21 office he has, and smart growth. And when I've gone to these conferences, they laugh and admit it's a political takeover. Because they know the public is so ignorant. The public's ignorance is their strength. Tyranny's strength is the public's ignorance. And it's like light in darkness. As we become informed and understand the conspiracy, and that it's an open conspiracy, and that it's an arrogant conspiracy, we can bring it down. But we have to realize it is a criminal enterprise. Rosa Koire, you've got the floor.
Yeah, well, you said it, Alex. And I don't know if you happen to catch Kissinger. Henry Kissinger had a little article on the Wall Street Journal about a week and a half ago where he was talking about the assembly of the New World Order. And he was talking about, you know, basically that, well, we've got economic integration globally. You know, these people are globalists. We've got economic integration globally, but we haven't gone far enough. You know, we really need, to have a full global system. And the framework for that is already in place with the United Nations. You know, so this is the structure is to, where you've got the Organization of the Islamic States having a, very powerful bloc, and, talking about ISIS, ISIL, whatever they're calling it this week. This is about empowering fundamentalists who are not going to allow dissent. And this is, what we were talking about, like, whether you're going to Guyana with Jim Jones, or whether you're going down to your city council and being berated by your local neighborhood association that's not going to allow you to speak out against whatever thing they're throwing at you this week in your town. It's about not allowing dissent. It's about restriction of thought. And there are people who actually have the nerve to call themselves thought leaders all over the world, who are mainly out of universities and so-called think tanks, who are directing the corporatocracy. This is Agenda 21 is it's the blueprint to inventory and control all aspects of your life, all human activity on the planet. And so what that means is it requires continual assessment and inventory, monitoring, assessment, and change. And this is what your school systems are about. That's what Common Core is really about. It's about assessment, analysis, inventory, and then management of populations. So this is what we're dealing with now, is it's pervading every aspect of our culture all around the world. And anything that that destroys your existing structure is a boon to this, because it's about throwing you completely out of your equilibrium and destroying any sense that you have control. It's about destroying our independence completely, our individual concept of ourselves as individuals who have the right to resist, to speak out, to be strong. And this is why it's so important for all of us to educate ourselves, because if you don't know you're looking at it, you can be going right along with it. You'd be a good German all by yourself, put on your little uniform, and you don't even realize that you're a part of the plan, unless you have the background and the knowledge that you need to recognize what it is. Because they don't call it United Nations Agenda 21 when you're looking at it in your town. So it might be your climate action plan, the way your universities are taking control through clusters, through innovation ownership, through direction of your mind, through installing sustainable development principles in every aspect of your schooling. And it's not about, we're not talking about recycling and stuff here. We're talking about actual, the way that you think about yourself as a human being, that you are destroying the planet, and that any action that you take that is individual is simply too selfish. Your individual concept of yourself is destroying the planet. And, this is really the way that this plan is forwarded.
So the individual itself is evil. Yeah,
that's right. And so, this is part of the whole third way concept, that you've seen, where, you have to, it's like the Hegelian dialectic, where you have to look at,
free will is thought crime.
Right. And here you are, anything that you're thinking about, that goes against, that's dissenting, where you say, hey, wait a second, let me ask a question here. Slow down. What's the rush? What are we doing here? Let's ask the question. How can we have a sovereign state without a border that's controlled? How can we, teach our children mathematics when they're being inserting huge numbers of steps that have nothing to do with math? Why are our public officials not really representing us? These are the questions we need to be demanding answers to. And the thing is that when you join as an individual with others who are asking these questions, who are demanding the answers, then you have power. When you're cowed, when you're terrified, when you're freaking out, you are not thinking clearly. And this is what, the plan is designed to do, is to destroy your equilibrium, to panic you, and also to make you accept a situation that you never would have accepted if it weren't for a tremendous, chaotic crisis.
And CNN says we're in a crisis. The answer is joining the crown.
Right. You too can be part of the huge regional global plan. All you have to do is just go along. And people don't want to resist because it's too difficult, and it creates a sense of stress in them that they might not be accepted by their friends and their neighbors, or they might get in some kind of trouble. So, but you've got to really be courageous. And, hey, what is the point of your life anyway? If you're living as a slave or as some directed individual, it's not really your life at all. So I think that your listeners obviously are people who are independent thinkers, who are people who are clearly looking at the reality of what's going on, and demanding, that answers be given them, and that no activity be taken, especially military activities. We're talking about totalitarian control that's being put in place to control us. This is what it's about. Like, for instance, the United States Army just put out a report. I know you know about this, on mega regions, on mega cities, and how they're saying we're not prepared to deal with hand-to-hand combat in cities, in megacities. But this is the